UFC 300 is finally here, and I get to do my predictions for the entire card of UFC 300, Pereira versus Hill, full card breakdown. And before I get started, this is an amazing card, one of the best cards I've seen in so long. I cannot wait for this card, and this might be a long video. I don't give a fuck though. We start with the early prelim opener of... What even is this ad? Okay, whatever. Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt to open up the card. I'm going to pick Davison Figueiredo to KO Cody Garbrandt in the first round. But this is a risky fight for Figueiredo. This isn't a fight where you should say easy win for Figueiredo. I think he will make it look easy. But on paper, this is a tough matchup for Davison Figueiredo. I think he's going to catch Cody, though. Difference here is Garbrandt's good. Figueiredo lands straight punches, but he can land looping hooks here and there. And if this does go to the ground at some point in this fight, I do trust Figueiredo to get it done over Garbrandt on the ground. Because Trevin Jones did get down Cody Garbrandt in the third round in their fight. I think Figueiredo's going to chop the legs. I think Garbrandt's only chance of winning is really just catching Figueiredo off beat. And I just don't trust that. With the defense of Cody Garbrandt, he doesn't check leg kicks. He doesn't have a great chin. I don't care if he KO'd Brian Kelleher. I don't care. So I'm going to go with Figueiredo. He looked great against Rob Font. I think Font has a slightly better chin than Cody Garbrandt. And it proved in their fight. Font beat Garbrandt, pieced him up. But he beat him like 49-46. So I'm going to go for Figueiredo catching Garbrandt on the chin. Garbrandt can catch Figueiredo, but I trust Figueiredo's chin and defense more than Cody's. So I'm going to go for Figueiredo getting it done. We move on up the card. Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. I'm going to go for Jim Miller over Bobby Green. Fuck it. Green, I just don't think will be the same after that last fight against Jalen Turner. Got a bit of a sniffles, unfortunately. I think Jim Miller is going to get it done. Bobby Green's good. I just don't see him getting it done here. I think he's going to lose this fight. I don't care if you beat Ally and Quinta. It doesn't make a difference to me. Nasrat's a good win. I'll give you that. Nasrat Hack-Brass is a good win. The way he won that as well. But Hack-Brass moves forward. I think Jim Miller will be loosey-goosey on the outside and pick his shots and the placement of his shots. And he has the power behind it. Plus, if this goes to the ground in any way, I trust Jim Miller's BJJ to work with him here. Who's Bobby Green beating? Grant Dawson was ready to be fraud checked by someone. Green was the guy to do it. Good shit, Bobby Green. Tony Ferguson will lose to anyone nowadays. Unfortunately for Tony Ferguson. I did a bit of a cross there. I love Tony Ferguson, but he does not have it anymore. And still Bobby Green got dropped in that fight by Tony Ferguson in the first round. Off balance or not. And he took it to the third round against Ferguson. I'm going to go for Jim Miller getting it done. He did lose to Hernandez, which is annoying. But I think Alexander Hernandez he's better at lightweight, but he tries to be a featherweight. I don't know why. But I am going to pick Jim Miller to get it done here by way of KO. I trust Jim Miller to get it done here. Drew Dobercott, Bobby Green. I think I see him just catching him. Miller's got the power. He's laid out a lot of guys. Nicholas Mata, Jesse Butler, two bums, I get it. But Bobby Green fought in December, 4 months ago. I don't trust him getting it done. So I'm going to go for Green looking good. Landing his jabs, landing his 1-2s. Miller's chopping his legs. It's even first round. Miller tries to push forward. Green does good. Landing his shots. Boom. Miller catches him over the top. We move on up the card. Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I'm going to go for Marina Rodriguez. I think Jessica Andrade is shit. I never thought she was that good, to be honest with you. And recently it's just, she's fought these girls that can't fucking fight for shit, and she's still losing to them. Erin Blanchfield sucks, but she was still able to fucking outstrike Andrade on the feet. On the feet. On the feet, man. Still able to outstrike Andrade on the feet and give her issues. Tatiana Suarez is pretty good. That's not a bad loss, whatever. But still, Yan Jianan KO'd her in the first round. Marina Rodriguez beat Yan Jianan. Should have lost the fight, though. I rewatched it. She should have lost to Yan Jianan. But at least she didn't get KO'd in the first round. Mackenzie Dern, she won that fight, but she got cracked by Mackenzie Dern. But Mackenzie Dern just cannot fight for shit. Marina Rodriguez will win this by KO in the first round. And if she doesn't, MMA makes no sense. But Rodriguez has enough good power in her hands. She has a good chin. She lost to Janaroba. Not like Jessica Andrade will put on a wrestling pace now in her fights like Janaroba will. And almost beat her by early stoppage. Andrade can't fight. She'll lose, definitely. I'm going to go Marina Rodriguez. We move on up the card. Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano. I'm going to go for Jalen Turner over Renato Moicano. This is a good one. This is a really good fight. Jalen Turner should get this one done. I think Jalen Turner wins. I like Renato Moicano, but this is a tough fight for him, man. This is a very tough fight for him. But I think he is going to lose. No, what am I saying right now? Jalen Turner is going to win, but I like Renato Moicano, but yeah, Renato Moicano, but this is a tough fight for him. And I think Jalen Turner is going to catch him on the chin. Drew Dober is brain dead. Drew Dober is brain dead, man. He's brain dead. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he still couldn't catch Moicano. And Moicano does good against those shorter guys. We've seen that over time and time again. You look good against Brad Riddell, good against Drew Dober. If you're not going to finish Dober on the ground, I don't think you're going to finish Turner on the ground. I think Turner has pretty good takedown defense. On short notice, remember, he took the Gamrot fight on short notice. And he could have won on knockdowns. I think he arguably got robbed in that fight. He showed good takedown defense on short notice against Gamrot. Alright? Oh, wait, shit. No. Gamrot was the one that stepped up. But Turner was training for Dan Hooker, a striker. And he's still... So, yeah, basically short notice on both ends, if we're going to be honest. And he still looked really good. Still looked pretty good against... He still looked really good against Gamrot without training grappling. And he fought Dan Hooker. Hooker did have his neck in that fight, and Hooker just scrapped his way for a win. But Turner was looking good in that fight, but fell into the moment a little bit. Moicano I don't think he can do what Hooker did. Hooker has a way better chin than Moicano. And I think Turner, with momentum, beating Bobby Green impressively as that, I think he's going to go out there and KO Moicano in the first round. Like Moicano, but I just don't trust his chin. I don't trust his chin. I think he's going to get KO'd. We move on up the card. Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez. I'm going to be picking Diego Lopez to get this one done. I trust Diego Lopez. Definitely getting this one done. I just don't trust Sadiq Youssef. I'm gonna tell you how this goes, and then I'm gonna tell you why. I think Lopez can KO Youssef on the feet. Don't think he will. I think Youssef's good enough on the feet, skill-wise, to not get KO'd. And he hasn't been KO'd in his career yet. But I think Lopez has enough power to get respect on the feet. And I think he's decent on the feet himself, skill-wise. And I think he's not good boxing, Lopez. On the ground, Yusuf can wrestle. He won't be able to here. Lopez has nasty BJJ. It's going to be really hard for him to wrestle. And I'm going to go for Lopez getting this one done. I think Lopez will get this one done. And I think he'll get it done by in a scrambling rear naked choke. I think he drops Yusuf on the feet. And I think he'll get a rear naked choke in the first round. That's what I see. Lopez had good 2 wins in his last fight against Bat Sabatini, who's good. And Tucker's alright. And he looked great against Movsar Evloev. If you really look at that fight on damage, Lopez can win that fight. But he lost. On a full cap, he probably would have beaten Evloev. And Yusuf fought Barboza. Took a lot of damage in that fight against Barboza. I'm shocked he didn't get finished. He also looked good in that fight as well. And then we look at the fight against... Who was it? He beat Don Shanis, who's awful. Alex Caceres is not great, and you still arguably could have lost that fight, but won on leg kicks. What are you doing? I'm gonna go Lopez. All around, he lost to, not bad. Lost to Andre Fili. Oh no, he beat Andre Fili, but it was a competitive matchup. Gabriel Benitez is not good. I'm gonna go with Lopez getting it done here in the first round. We move on. Up the card. Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I'm gonna go with Kayla Harrison over Holly Holm. But Holly Holm's got a decent chance of winning this. Just look at the mindset of the two, though, man. Kayla Harrison is trying to be a world champion in the UFC. She looks at the bantamweight division and looks, oh my god, Raquel Pennington is the undisputed champion of the world. Oh my god. She'll easily beat Pennington and ragdoll her. Juliana Pena has been talking a lot of shit. I'll whoop her as well. Let me just get through Holly Holm in my UFC debut first. I'll become the champion quickly here. Holly Holm. Let's just keep my ranking spot. Stay where I am. Get these wins racked up. Get the paycheck. Go home. Different mindset between the two. I just don't think Holly Holm is targeting to be a world champion anymore. I think those returning champ dreams are over. And I think she's just trying to maintain what she has. And I just don't think that's going to work out here. I think she's too weak for Harrison to not get the takedowns on her. And I think Harrison is going to ragdoll her and beat her by decision. Holm will stay in there. Maybe get closely subbed at moments, but I think she'll stay in there and lose a decision. I like her striking way more than Harrison, but does Holm have good striking? Look at the Ketlin Vieira fight. I think she won that fight against Ketlin Vieira. But look at her striking. It looks so bad. I'm gonna have to pick Holly Holm losing. I'm gonna have to pick Kayla Harrison winning. I think she'll just ragdoll Holm in a very boring fight. Harrison gets it done. We move on. Up the card. Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm gonna go with Aljamain Sterling over Calvin Kattar. Yeah, he'll beat Calvin Kattar. I like Aljamain Sterling here. I like that he's taking time off. August to April, that's a good amount of time. To take time off. And I think that he's not getting rushed back in here like he did from beating Henry Cejudo in May to fighting 3 months later in August against Sean O'Malley. Kattar's good. I like Calvin Kattar. But he's 36 years old. Not really... Again, what's the mindset on Calvin Kattar and Aljamain Sterling? Aljamain Sterling's trying to be a featherweight world champ. He sees Pereira as a big matchup. He sees Volkanovski there. He sees Holloway potentially there as well. Maybe after this fight, who knows? You know? He sees big matchups and good matchups for himself. He just needs to get past Calvin Kattar. And Calvin Kattar, all coming off some bullshit losses, because he did beat Josh Emmett, in my opinion, 4 rounds to 1 in one of the worst robberies in UFC history, actually, in my opinion. That was such a bad robbery. But he lost to Arnold Allen, got his knee torn apart, you know? And it's just, I just don't see Kattar winning. Aljo's going to be going there wrestling heavy, bulked up to 145. And I think that he's just going to, I think he can look good on the feet here as well. Like, Kattar's boxing's good. Aljo has to box here. He can be on the outside, chop to the legs of Calvin Kattar, chop at that knee of Calvin Kattar as well. And I think he can get the single legs on Calvin Kattar. And I think he'll just take down Kattar, try to like pick him up and dunk him down. Kattar's gonna be balancing on that one right knee that he tore apart, all that weight on that right knee. I think it'll be too much for him. So I'm gonna go Aljo getting the back in round number 2 after a decent first round, and I think he'll choke out Calvin Kattar. We move on up the card. Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. I'm going to be picking Yuri Prochazka over Alexander Rakic. I just personally think Yuri's got this in the bag. I do. I think he sucks. Yuri doesn't suck. I think he did suck, but I think now that he's lost, which he needed, I think he needed to get a fucking loss in his record. And I'm happy he did lose to Pereira, although he was looking pretty good in that fight against Pereira, probably winning the whole thing. Pereira could have won it because he hurt Yuri with leg kicks, but other than that, Yuri was winning that fight, got the takedown, was looking good, moving forward pretty well, and being awkward for Pereira, but he paid for it and got caught. Round 2. I think Yuri's going to be more improved here and check the leg kicks of Rakic, who, even if he does throw leg kicks, I think Yuri will check them this time. I think that's one thing he needs to work on. And I think Yuri's just going to be too awkward, man. I think Yuri's going to be too awkward. And Rakic is coming off that knee injury, too. We just talked about this, you know? Tore his knee apart against Blachowicz. Badly. I think that, what's his name? Rakic is good. He can grapple here. But Glover couldn't really get takedowns on. Rakic is a striker, by the way. Glover wrestles and grapples. And look at what he did against Blachowicz. Fought around had a good Glover, a healthy, fresh Glover. Fought Yuri in the first fight. And Yuri couldn't really, he got wrestled, but Yuri was having some good BJJ off bottom and reversals. And I think Rakic is going to have an issue with that whilst having that knee. I don't think he'll get takedowns and put weight on that knee. You know? So I think Yuri's going to be too awkward for him. Slice him off bottom, cut open Rakic, have visible damage in the judge's favor rules. I think that he'll get it done. But I don't even think that's going to go there. I think he's going to catch Rakic in round 1 and finish him off on the ground. Catch him on the chin. Rakic has always been chinny. Yuri's got power. I'll go Yuri. We move on up the card. Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. I'm going to go for Bo Nickel over Cody Brundage. Surprise, surprise. I think he's going to catch Brundage on the chin moments in this fight, but I think Bo Nickel, what's it called? Yeah, I think Bo Nickel gets it done. I think he'll catch Brundage here, moments in this fight, but I think he'll get his takedown. Cody Brundage beat Jacob Malkoun because Malkoun was ragdolling him, and he hit him back of the head. It happens. You know? Back of the head shots, DQ win for Brundage, and he slammed Zachary Reese on his head and put him out cold. That's how he got his 2 wins. Before that, Cedric Dumas out-wrestled him for 3 rounds. The striker Cedric Dumas out-wrestled him. I'm done. That's all I have to say. I don't care what Bo Nickel has done. He's taking time off to improve, in my opinion. And I think he's going to go out there. And I think he's going to absolutely ragdoll Cody Brundage and sub him in the first round. So yeah, I'm going to go for Cody Brundage losing. And that means I'm going to go for Bo Nickel winning. We move on up the card. Beat Val Woodburn in a good win as well. We move on up the card though. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. I'm going to go for Charles Oliveira first round KO. Du Bronx! Charles Du Bronx! We'll get it done over Arman Tsarukyan. I don't care if he beat Dariush by KO. This is the thing about Arman Tsarukyan. Joaquin Silva rocked him! I don't care if he KO'd Dariush. Good for you. Oliveira did it better. Actually, he did it worse. And now, Arman did it better, in my opinion, but he fought a worse Beneil Dariush. He fought a way worse Beneil Dariush, who just got him finished by Oliveira, so he took the leftovers of Oliveira. Oliveira fought a clean, awesome Dariush and finished him. He did it first. You know? Arman's not going to use wrestling here. He says he's going to go out there and try to strike. I think he's going to try to wrestle after he gets rocked in the feet. I think Oliveira is going to get the classic guillotine. And I think he's going to sub Arman Tsarukyan with that big head of Arman Tsarukyan. He couldn't do anything on the feet to Gamrot. He dropped him with a spinning back fist. And he KO'd Dariush because Dariush doesn't have the best chins. You aren't KOing Charles. Gaethje couldn't do it. Poirier couldn't do it. And Chandler couldn't do it. And Makhachev couldn't do it. None of those guys can do it. There's no way Arman Tsarukyan's going to be the guy to do it. Charles Oliveira's going to left hook you, rock you everywhere, and he's going to finish you. He's going to finish you. I'll say first round KO, actually. Against the cage. He puts away Arman Tsarukyan and fucks him up. And gets his title shot and whoops Makhachev. I'm going too far now. Makhachev would beat him, but still, he will get the title shot. Not fucking Poirier's dumbass. Charles Oliveira will get the job done. We move on up the card. Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. I'm gonna go with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje will get the job done, but Max has a good chance. And we can't just say this is an easy fight for Gaethje. This is a tough fight for Gaethje. I think he's gonna win it though. Leg kicks will be a big factor in my opinion. I think Gaethje has harder leg kicks than Volk. Personally, I think Gaethje has more sharp in his shins than Volkanovski. I think Gaethje's gonna chop at his legs, man, and really just piece him up. And just do what Volk did, but with more steam behind the shots and more effective. I think he's gonna win by doctor stoppage. Gaethje said that. I think he's gonna get it by third round, end of third round. At the end of round 3, doctor stoppage. Gaethje gets it done, just beating up Max. It's gonna be a close fight. Max will be doing well, but I think his face will be too fucking beaten up. Max is good. I'll make an individual prediction mid for this later this week, but I think Gaethje's just gonna be just chopping his legs up. Main game plan and just landing his shots. Max will be doing good body shots. It'll be a close fight, but the swelling will be too much. I think it'll be over. Gaethje wins. Yeah, we move on up the card. Weili Zhang versus Yan Xiaonan. I'm going to be going for Weili Zhang. I think this is the easiest fight to predict of all time. I think Cody Brundage has more of a chance against Bo Nickel. I think Cody Brundage has more of a chance against Bo Nickel than Yan Xiaonan does against Zhang Weili. I'll be shocked if Yan Jianan pulls this off, because I just don't see her winning. Like, I don't think she'll KO Weili Zhang. I just don't see it. I don't think she'll out-wrestle Weili Zhang. That's impossible. I don't see her winning at range against Weili Zhang. She'll have to fluke a punch KO over Weili Zhang. And I just don't see that. I think Zhang Weili has insane wrestling in her game, offensively and defensively. And Yan Jianan's weakness is wrestling. So surely Zhang Weili should just out-wrestle Yan Jianan, right? And I think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go for Weili Zhang out-wrestling Yan Jianan and subbing her in round 2. Or maybe the end of round 1. We'll say round 2, though. Weili Zhang gets it done. Easy fight. I think Lemos has more of a chance stylistically, because she has power. Yan Jianan's going to get destroyed. One Weili Zhang. Easy win. Yan Jianan's good. Just don't see her winning. Mackenzie Dern arguably beat her, but she didn't. But she was out wrestling Yan Jianan at moments. Just because you KO'd Andrade doesn't mean, you're going to KO Weili Zhang. Zhang KO'd Andrade as well. Zhang wins. We move on. Up the card. Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. I'm going to go with... Jeez, it's windy out today. Okay, we're good now. I'm going to go for Alex Pereira over Jamal Hill. I think Pereira's got this in the bag. I like Jamal Hill. But man, he's open on the feet. I'm just going to have to say how it is. He is open on the feet in this fight. I just don't see him winning this one, man. I don't see him winning this one. Thiago Santos was catching him and left so many openings against Santos, but Santos didn't get the read. Left so many openings against what's his name? Against Thiago Santos. You know? Left so many openings, man. And Glover was catching Jamal Hill at moments. You know? Glover was catching Jamal Hill at moments. But Hill took it. Because Glover was so beaten up. I don't think Jamal Hill's going to wrestle. I think we need to cancel that out, man. You know? I think we need to cancel that out. I think he's just gonna strike with Pereira. And I think it's not gonna work out for him. I don't think he'll win against Pereira. I think Pereira's gonna chop at that Achilles, man. Because Jamal Hill just came off a long layoff. 1 year and 4 months. Oh my god. Trying to break this fight down. I think he just came off an Achilles tear. 1 year and 4 months off. And Pereira's been active. Fought Adesanya in the rematch by then. Got KO'd. Won against Jan Blachowicz at his own game. And then beat Yuri Prohaska. And now he's fighting Jamal Hill. First defense. And I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna left hook Jamal Hill. Catch him on the chin. And I think he's gonna put down Jamal Hill, because Jamal Hill can be caught with that left hook and that openings, man. And I think Pereira's gonna chop at his legs. And I think he's gonna be more safe here than he was against Yuri. That 1-2 there is for Jamal Hill. Jeez, it's windy today. I'm going back inside after this. But I think Pereira's gonna catch him on the chin, put him away. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jamal Hill losing. So I'm gonna go Alex Pereira winning. So that means Pereira wins, obviously. I'm so dumb today. Just because of the stupid bitch wind. I'm gonna go for Pereira, though. I think we'll get it done. Catching him on the chin. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Round 2, we'll say. Round 2 KO for Pereira. Yeah, been more active, more momentum. Big moment for Jamal Hill. Not the ideal date as well. Remember, I think they just were scrambling for a UFC 300 main event. And they put this as the main event. And Hill was like, and they offered Hill this title fight. UFC 300 main event. Why would you ever turn that down? And Hill was like, fuck it, let's do it. I don't think this is ideal for his health. For his injury. I think June would have been more appropriate date. And he's turning around fast here. I got Pereira. I think he'll get it done. Plus, he's been main event to pay-per-views lots now. This is Hill's second time. Last time was in Rio. This is UFC 300 main event. All eyes on Pereira and Jamal Hill. It'll be too much for Hill, in my opinion. I'm going to go Pereira. Like, subscribe, thank you for watching. Peace.